I'm gonna get my handy keyboard out, talk a little shop. Another day, another wonderful live. As fired up as usual too. What's up, Maui Bubs? How you doing? Maui Bubs wanting to jump in. I love it. I'm gonna bring Nick on, Maui, but otherwise I'd totally let you jump in and talk some shop. I love that you threw that out there. That makes me happy. Maybe at the end we'll grab you in. Or Maui, send an Instagram DM. Send an Instagram DM and maybe we'll pull you into the StreamYard chat. Aloha. I actually have a Hawaiian name, Maui Bubs. All right, waiting for Nick to get into the Instagram here so we can hear each other. All right, is this thing working? Morning.
I requested.
Don't see you on there.
You don't see it?
Morning, Facebook. We're having technical difficulties this morning, so we're trying to figure it all out. I don't see your request to join, Nick. So maybe that doesn't work. As we iron out our technical difficulties, what's up, Andy? Yeah, of course we're doing the 1 p.m. call, Andy. We always do the 1 p.m. call. Here we go.
I keep requesting.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. Patrick Ka'aha Lealea Shanahan.
Yeah, look.
I think I'm 132nd Hawaiian.
Requested.
My family's from Kailua and Kanioi on Oahu. All right, there we go. Little tech difficulties. Never kept a good streamer down.
Yeah. Hey, Andy, I had some thoughts after our call, after the Zoom session yesterday about you before you leave on your trip. Some thoughts. So let's chat about that today on the private member workshop. Some important thoughts for the trip. Some strategy.
I got some follow up too because I for everyone that's on this stream right now and you're not in the group and you're not a customer, you weren't in the session on Thursday, someone asked, what is the best way, Father's Day is coming up, we're encouraging you to run a Father's Day sale. What do you guys think? What's the best thing? Can we even be selling right now with these riots? Is it tone deaf? Is it insensitive? And is there a way to best sculpt or craft your message when we have this civil unrest and you have a country so divided and so on both sides? And it was such a good question. I mean, it was such a good question. Like, to be honest with you, after it was over, I've not stopped thinking about that question and the best way to answer it. And I've got a way to answer it now. I came up with one.
Let's hear it.
And if I gave you a jar of Skittles, okay, and there was 1,000 Skittles in there, and 4 of those Skittles could kill you, could make you really, really sick or kill you, would you eat a single solitary Skittle in that jar?
No.
No, neither would I. So I think that when the country is as divided as it is, to attempt to have any language in support or not in support and attempt to have that, capitalize on it or dovetail a sale on it or look like you're injecting your corporate message in there, I just think it's so fraught with danger. And, look, if you were, far left wing or far right wing, let's just say, and that was your whole community, that's a different story. But I feel like for the rest of us that are central, no matter who you are, it's a jar of Skittles. And in that jar of Skittles, there are some ones that can really, really make you sick or kill you, right? You're going to upset people to such an extent. So, and we're contrasting this with COVID, right? COVID was a different ballgame, okay? COVID affected all of us. It wasn't about race, color, or creed, or deeply embedded social issues in the fabric of this country and all the rest. And that was something we were all going through together, regardless of if you felt there was no political charge for the most part. You can argue about the lockdowns. And that gravely affected everybody. So skewing the language and the messaging and being relevant and having sales understanding that, completely different ballgame than this. This is just landmines everywhere. And so that's my recommendation going forward. Even if you think like it would be a good idea or you want to show your support, you stand such a high risk of completely alienating and pissing off half of your people. I don't think you want to be in that business. I don't want to be in that business.
Which is fine. Which is fine if you do. If you do, right? Like, but I think like that's the lesson that we're passing across is make the decision on your own, right? It's your personal decision, but understand what the risks are, right? There's a probability. Look at it like in terms of probabilities, right? There is a 25% chance or 50% chance or something that you could really harm your business. If it still means that much to you to do it, then do it, right? Doesn't matter. So I mean, some people are willing to risk everything for their cause, and that's it, right? Like that's fine, you know? Because there's causes on every side that people are willing to die for, you know, or lose a lot for. But the best thing that we can do is just advise on it, like you just did. And it's like, you now know the risks, you now know the probabilities that you're dealing with, and you do what is your decision, right?
Yeah, 100%.
And that's it.
And I think to your point, if you're 100% committed in whatever side you're on, and that's your argument, that's your life, that's your raison d'etre, then absolutely hammer it.
Exactly.
Go for it.
Exactly.
But if you're even slightly on the fence, stay out of it. Just stay out of it. Stay out of it. Right?
Yeah. Exactly.
It's like, ooh, there's a huge fight happening over there. Let me go get close to that. Like, no, either go get in the fight or get the hell out of there. Right?
That's right. Yeah, exactly. You shouldn't even be like, if you're even considering it, like you shouldn't even be like, should I do this? Should I not? Right? You should be like, I know I'm doing this because this is what I believe and this is what I'm going to do. Right? If you're not that, then Swiss neutral, right?
Yeah. Anyway, small tangent. Heck of a great question though. God, existential question.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
I just got me fired up on a bunch of levels. What do we have? Do we have any announcements before we get into
well, we had I don't know if we should do a screen share on this or what.
There was absolutely.
We have. Okay, let me figure out how to do it. We can just Instagram. You won't see this because we're doing it on Facebook.
I'll read or explain to Instagram.
Okay. So I'm gonna attempt to do this.
I've been watching your lives, as you're probably well aware.
Are you seeing my screen?
On StreamYard, no, I'm not. Did you add it?
Not yet. Okay.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. So now, okay. Yeah. Good to go. Beautiful.
Okay. So I'm scrolling down our Facebook feed here, and couple things here. So you can see we posted about how last month in May, the artists and photographers on our platform were up 162%. They sold 162% more fine art and photography year over year, right? And then there's a new member. So Kelly Merker, she finished her launch marketing strategy and got an order for an original and a print, right? So she recently signed up and got her first orders, which is awesome. Congrats, Kelly.
And you should rewind for the people that aren't customers and say, we have a very specific playbook that you sign up, we get you live in 14 days or less, and then we instantaneously encourage you to follow this marketing strategy of which a giveaway is underpinning it. And we're just fired up because we have all of these people that are coming in that have had websites for years, that are not equipped to sell art. They are discouraged. They're down in the depths. They're optimistic because they signed up in the first place, but they don't realize that there is no sorcery or witchcraft going on here. It's having a website that is actually equipped to sell art and then doing some marketing and like how fired up they are when they get their sales is like, amazing.
Yeah.
Now he does like, we're doing a screen share on Facebook. So we're trying to articulate what it is, but it's just another member launched the website, followed the playbook and got their first sales. It's not that hard. This is not that hard.
And I'm showing another one right here, right? So here's another one. Jadranka Vukovic. Just yesterday,
soccer players.
Just signed up a few weeks ago, and just yesterday went live. She just went live, and then got her first sale yesterday. Right.
Yep.
So
again, to a stranger.
Yeah. And then we had and it was I forget the gentleman's name it was on Tuesday. I think it was the last workshop, but he was talking about how he had a WordPress site for like 5 years, never got a sale. Right. Again, comes over to our storefronts, joins, launches his site, does the first marketing initiative, and gets his first sale ever online.
I love surfing. You love surfing. His work is super sick. The wave stuff gets me all the time. Like I love those photographs.
Yeah, me too. I love them. I love them too. It's because we kind of grew up by the beach, so you know. So yeah, but this, you know, I think this is it's great to talk about because you talked about this yesterday. You kind of ranted on this yesterday, and it's about how when you're not in the game, like it was your football game analogy, right? But the point was when artists and photographers are sitting on the sidelines, like, I don't know if I should do this. Should I do open editions, limited editions, originals, this, pricing, how many prices, how many images? You know, you've been waiting around for months, sometimes years. You know, we even talk to people. How amazing is it? How many people we talk to that are like, oh yeah, I ran a demo with you guys a year ago or 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Or 6 months ago. And it's like, and then you talk to them and it's like, every single time we talk to them, I'm sitting there and I'm going, you made such a mistake not signing up a year ago. Not like, because you still have these problems that you're talking to us about, and they're nonsense. You need to get in the game. Like all these people are launching and they're selling while you're sitting on the sidelines, and you're an artist or a photographer, and this is what you want to do. You know, you want to, and what I mean by that is, you know, you want to build a business. You know, this is what you want to do for many years, right? But all these other people are just launching. They're getting up in 14 days. They're moving all the BS out of the way, and they're starting the marketing, right?
Yeah.
And that's why none of this other stuff matters. Should I do 100 images, you know, or 500 images, or should I launch 20? It doesn't matter. Do you want to get some sales? Do you want to get some sales? Like right now, look at these people. You don't need like 100 images to get your first sales going, right? To start collecting leads and doing the marketing. Get that stuff out of the way. We don't care whether you have limited editions, originals, prints, whatever it is. You got to just get live. Stop letting this stuff get out of the way, because it's costing you money and it's costing you time, right?
I need to get a better analogy than sports, because a lot of times ladies don't like sports, but my mind goes there. Hey, we're getting in sheepshin on your screen share. Yeah, good. But you got to get in the game. No one ever gets in the game. Nobody cares if you don't have the proper equipment, right? Or anything. Like, you got to get in the game. Yeah,
and that's where our phrase comes. Yeah, that's where our phrase comes from. People, our members know this. Non-members, you've never heard us, or you probably heard us say it, but just ship it. What that means is, you know, we're not talking about shipping like products, right? We're talking about shipping execution, right? Like getting things done. I don't know if I should launch this video. Ship it. That means publish it, post it, right? I don't know if I should send this email this way with this. Just send it. Please just send it. I don't know if I should send 2 emails a week or 5, you know, should I do 5 posts a week on Instagram or Facebook? Just ship it. Just ship it. You won't know exactly what's going to work for your specific audience in your specific niche, who might be sensitive about one thing or the other, until you just ship it and get it done, right? The people who are shipping the most and the fastest are showing to be the most successful people at art storefronts. They are following our playbooks. They're shipping the playbooks. They are attending the workshops. They're taking the information, they're absorbing it. And what do, Pat? They literally leave. And sometimes that day they ship it, right? They ship it. They just take that information, the latest information about selling art and you know, strategic marketing, and they automatically just take it in and start shipping it.
Yep, it's that simple.
That's what it means.
I don't like talking about giving back and like doing charity type of stuff, right? Because then you're seeking social signals for it. And
signaling.
Yeah, signaling. But I'm doing some volunteer work currently, okay? And it's no different than what I'm doing for art storefronts. I'm coaching some people in the missions field, okay? They're the ones digging wells in Africa. There's one in Asia. And so there was a call, I did a Zoom call this morning with people from 4 continents on it, okay? And I'm hearing about what they're doing in terms of their marketing stack for the whole missions field. Do you know what it was? It was a bunch of unclogging drains the whole time. All the reasons they couldn't get started storytelling. And there was another person on this panel with me. And this guy in the panel was recommending all these books, right? Here's a book on storytelling that you can read. Here's a book on this. Here's a book on this. And I was like, it came up to my turn and I was like, or you cannot read any of those damn books. You have a cell phone, okay? You can pull it out and start talking and tell your story, or you can read the book and take notes for 6 months and not do anything, right? I got fired up, right? Because all the same self-limiting beliefs right? All the sitting on the couch, drawing up plays, but never getting in the game. Like, what are you doing? You know, it's so frustrating.
Yeah.
And look, I've been there so many times in my life. Like, the only reason I can say this with such passion is because I had to figure it out myself. I was Sisyphus.
Exactly.
I was Sisyphus before. It was rolling the rock up the hill. It was coming rolling right back down. And then I would roll the rock up the hill to come right back down. No, if you keep pushing it up over the hill, it does go down the other side of the hill. I'm done with that rant. Sorry to
I like it.
Sorry to virtue signal, but the problem is
it doesn't matter.
The problems are exactly what the problems are, and they're endemic. And you're sitting around and you're like, that could never be me. I could never get my first order. I'm not going to be the one getting that order. I got too many other issues that are independent to me that are not letting me take my next step. And look, it doesn't even stop either. It still goes. It still goes after you're 6 months in and you're 9 months in and you're a year in. Like, I'm doing my 2 posts a week. I just had a sale two months ago. I can't have another one. Everyone's going to think that I just discount my work all the time and it's going to make it so cheap. It's like,
Yep. So, you know, the interesting thing though, is just that, going back to what we were showing earlier, like all the new members that are joining and they're getting their first sales, right? And these are sales happening yesterday, the day before that, the day before that, the day before that, right? And it's just this, it goes back to, I think it's so important to just continue to talk about the narrative about how art is selling, you know, and it's been selling through this whole pandemic, and Google Trends, like showing the highest levels of searches for buy art online, right? We've been talking about this for months, but it's just like, it's just an incredible thing that every day it doesn't stop. It's not stopping. We continue to have Black Friday levels of sales from the artist and photographer websites on our platform, you know? And it's just incredible. It's amazing.
It's not just us on the data either. It's like everyone that's in the game realizes what's going on, right?
Yeah. And I think the biggest thing that we've been talking about recently, you know, is the statements that are being made, you know, about how the lockdowns accelerated technology adoption by 10 years. Like people are funny about it because they're like, you know, if Facebook, Twitter, you know, Instagram, who else am I, like TikTok, whoever they all are, right? All the different social platforms and whatnot. If they had like colluded to come up with the biggest scam to just drive massive adoption and massive business towards them. Same with Amazon, right? Same with Amazon. There's actually an argument to be made there, right? That because the tech, like, that's all you needed was 2 months of lockdown to get everybody to go, oh my goodness, like you can do everything online. You can buy everything online. In fact, the experience is incredible.
Could you imagine? It's quite literally the things sitting down, right? Facebook, things is this term to talk about basically like the 300-pound gorillas of our tech world.
Yeah.
Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, Google. What's the S? Thanks.
Is it Snapchat?
No, Snapchat's a small fish. But anyway, the big dogs. Who benefited out of this thing more than anyone else did?
All of them.
Those four.
All of them.
All of them. Revenue through the roof. Highest price ever for Facebook. Highest price ever for Amazon. Highest subscriber growth in hours watched and everything for Netflix. And Google, same thing. Like just destroying it across the board. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But independent of the tin hat stuff, like, technology across the board, acceleration, online sales, a massive part of it. And it's not going away. It's just more convenient. It's just more convenient.
The incredible thing is how it's affected the art industry, right? Like that 10-year adoption is like the most unbelievable thing I've ever seen. And where we're seeing it is like pre-pandemic, nobody was running like art gallery shows. Like nobody was behaving like an art gallery. You know what I mean? Like I'm talking about individual artists and photographers. Like, no, you're running it. Oh, you want to do a gallery opening retail? Like I can do it right here.
What do you mean when you say live art shows?
Yeah, go do it. Yes.
That? Are you talking about that?
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, and what is that?
That's
ready to hang metal print
on the back.
Get a little closer for us, would you? Oh, he can't hear me. Yeah, exactly. Look at that. Merchandising. There's the product. Does it look good?
I just shipped my first art show.
I love it. I love it. But you guys see when he's doing this, right? Like you could see, like here's look, some of the coasters.
I mean, like, what if I just sat around? What if I just sat around and I showed you what a beautiful metal print looks like, right? And we just talked about it. And
Show
we
it
just talked about it
too. It's some like slowly angle it.
Yeah, and we just talked about it nonchalantly, right? Like,
exactly.
I'm running a live art show. Imagine this. What do you have, Nick?
Look at the new coasters. Oh, the new coasters with automated fulfillment. Art coasters. Beautiful. This is photography on here, but you can just see, right? There we go. I'll put it up on the Mac.
Yep. Hey, I'm running an Instagram promotion right now on these coasters, and I'm going to give away a set of 20 of them. You can pick the images on my site. All I need you to do is take a screenshot that you were on this live and share it to your story. Send it to me. Like, there's the tradecraft that's being written. But this, back in the day, if it was just this image, was your website attempting to sell this piece. And I might have come to your website. It was nameless, faceless. There was no one there to help me. It was not real. What is it now, Nick? What do you want to know about this piece? You want to know where I painted it? What the trees were? Let me tell you about those trees. It was a cool autumn day in the outskirts of the Chesapeake Bay. Fall was turning. The orange and brown, literally a rich flush of color throughout the sky and on the earth. I sat for 16 hours painting this thing. It started to rain in the afternoon. Like, look at it. It's ready.
Oh, and how much is that?
Yeah. And how much is it? I'm glad you asked. I normally sell it for, let me just look at my notes, $399. But right now, because I have a surplus and things have not going so well for me in this COVID thing, I'm letting them go for $200. But I only have 6 left.
So go to my website right now.
And buy.
Right?
Or send me a DM or whatever. Like,
yeah.
How difficult is that? I just shipped my first art show. Thanks. Hey, thanks. You were just my number 2 at my first art show. Just shipped it.
Exactly. And you've shipped an art show now more than anybody, like faster than 99% of the industry, like or more, right? 99.999. And
hey, on Instagram, Karen's asking where do the coasters come from? You might want to just
they're through our automated fulfillment.
Yeah,
they're through our automated fulfillment. So yeah, you can buy them from ASF Prints, Art Storefronts Prints, but asfprints.com. If you want to just upload an image and buy them and check them out for yourself,
and by the way,
you can do that.
In terms of the tchotchke, that one's my actual favorite because you can everyone can actually use a coaster.
I know, I love it, and
if you do like the colors,
they're nice. They're nice. Like the quality on this is really nice. Like for like a high-end home, I'm like, I love it. I personally love it.
If you do the color game, and I know your wife gets gnarly with like the the table runner and the color of the glasses and the napkins, and then you have the coasters to go with it, and like your colors are on point, and you show it in that capacity. I would sell.
Yeah. What a great. By the way, what a great impulse item. What a great impulse item. What a great
giveaway item. Great giveaway item.
Yeah. I mean, it's exactly. Okay. But going back to our broader point there, right, is that pre-pandemic, nobody was doing this type of stuff. And post, now it's happening, right? And we are coaching everybody on it. We got a whole playbook for it because there's Tradecraft to the whole thing. You got a little taste of it. We just gave you a little taste of it. But there's a whole plan to get that whole thing done. Yeah. But the point is that the part that just blows me away, is how you literally can run a legitimate retail store, right? And in our case, it's, the photographers and artists are running like art gallery businesses, international art gallery businesses online. And you have a very similar experience as you would walking into a retail store. In other words, walking into a gallery, right? Like, you can see all the pieces. You can see them up close. You can ask questions about them. You can see the side. You can see the back. You can understand what the pricing is, what the product is. You can understand what's special about it. The creator themselves is telling you, not some third party, not some hired salesperson on the sales floor. You're connecting directly with that creator. This is unbelievable. This is absolutely incredible. And as you and I know, because we've ran them with our customers, these things are working. They are working. We are getting real sales out of these things on the spot. Like in a matter of like 3 to 5 days after. I mean, it's just incredible. It's totally incredible. And so the game has completely changed. The world has completely changed. It is so good for photographers and artists. It's never been better. And that is why, you know, this is where like the crescendo is, right? That is why there is nothing more important than investing in your skill set to build a business online, you know, your own international art gallery online, and understand how to directly market, you know, on Facebook, Instagram, email, learning all of those skills and getting really good at them, because there's just never been a better time than now. Like, and when I say the opportunity is better and there's never been a better time, it literally means that you might have only been able to sell like $200,000 a year, like pre-pandemic, like doing this thing out of your house. But now I think you're looking at, you know, we're going to have people that are selling like $1 million a year at art storefronts. Like our members that are selling hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, I think they will eventually get to 500, 750, and $1 million a year in revenue. I'm serious. I mean, and they're going to go from having inventory, like basement inventory, lots of inventory in their garage, to having none. I mean, we proved it with Matthew Laka, with the art show that we did. What did he sell? 30 basement pieces.
I think he wants to do another one tomorrow.
So he sold 30 pieces. We helped him sell 30 pieces in like 5 days from his basement, the pieces that have been sitting there for years, not even close to his best content. What's going to happen with his best content? The best content, as he paints it, is going to sell either before the thing even finishes, right? Or right when he finishes it and he starts marketing it, right?
What's the best way?
That's the game now.
What's the best way to buy a big expensive piece, to be standing right in front of it? But let me tell you, what's the next best way? To be sitting on a live and have the artist talking about it and being able to interact with them.
Exactly. Yeah, from your couch, from your home, on your phone, with no friction. You're able to see the artist sell the piece. And I say sell, but talk about the piece, talk about what's behind it, show everything, merchandise it, close-ups, see the texture, all that stuff. I mean, that's why it's working. And when you really wrap your head around that and you understand it, you see like, whoa, the game has changed. Boy, has it, And so focusing on where the market is now and where it's heading, and doing that is the most important thing ever. We had a guy on yesterday on our Zoom call for non-members. We should mention, by the way, we have another non-members Zoom call. If you are not a customer and you want to talk to Patrick and I, we've got this tomorrow. We're doing another one, and it is at 9 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Central, 12 Eastern. So get on our email list to be notified and follow us on Facebook. It's going to be live on Facebook, but you'll get a link to a Zoom call if you're on our email list. So you can actually get on that and talk to us directly, like on video, which is really cool. It's been really fun. But we had a gentleman that was on it yesterday, and he was talking about like, I'm just waiting for those galleries to get back open. And I told him, that as an entrepreneur, you've got to go and be on offense. You have to be on offense. You cannot rely on the galleries, right? Yep. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know whether they're going to be in business. You don't know whether they're going to, people are going to even be going to them very often anymore, what the traffic is going to be like, what the sales are going to be like. You got your best content sitting in a gallery. I don't know that that's a good idea anymore. You definitely do not want to be thinking, oh, I'm waiting for the old thing. I'm waiting for the old thing to come back. That has killed artists and photographers in every recession, starting with 9/11 and then the 2008 recession. All the people that just, went on defense and were just waiting for something to come back, they got killed, right? So learn that lesson, guys. I've been in the industry for 20 years. Learn that lesson now and move forward. Go to where the market is headed, and where it is, and invest in yourself, and you will thank yourself 3 to 5 years from now. Did you see that video of the art gallery got hit in Melrose? I did. Yes. Yeah. So bad. So do you know what's so bad about that is that it's the artist's work that's on consignment. Yeah. And you think the gallery's going to pay for it? No. No. I mean, maybe they'll collect insurance on it. Hopefully they've got insurance, right? Who knows? Who knows how that goes? But that's not cool because the artists are going to get hurt from that, Yeah. You see my gratuitous ask for a like or a love? Yes. Can't put likes or loves in the ATM machine, but you gotta always be testing, You always gotta be testing. I should probably just change it to have questions
we love to answer them. Have a question? Ask it.
Yeah, exactly. Pop your questions, guys. Anytime you see us on, ask a question. If you've been on here a few times, especially if your business is stuck, you know what I mean? If your business is stuck, and you're not sure what to do or what your next step is, we are here to answer that. And that's what we're getting into in depth on the Zoom calls with non-members. That's the whole point of it. You know, there's a bunch of art businesses that are stagnant. They've been stagnant for years. Or maybe they've done well and they got hurt during the pandemic and during this whole time, or they never sold online and they really need to start focusing on that. And they realize that doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter. You know, we hear it all and we're here to help with all of it.
Yep. And we thoroughly enjoy it.
So we are running a sale to join Art Storefronts. I should say that too. All right. We've got a sale going for June that's going on right now. And so if you are interested in joining, make sure you request a demo, okay? On Instagram, there's a link in the bio. On Facebook, the link in the post that we're on right now, there's a link to request a demo. And there's always a link on the website.
Great question from Andy. And she's like, is this live geared towards non-members? This is the beauty of what happens when you just execute and you just ship it, like we always say. It's geared to both. Andy?
It is.
It's geared to both. We've got a ton of people that are customers on here. We've got a ton of people like yourself that's not a customer. We talk about trends. We learn the technology. We learn how things work in terms of numbers and likes and counts and what effect that has. Nick and I roll arguments and spitball arguments on our head and refine them and get better at our own presentation and our own thought process and articulation, quite frankly. Our members chime in and they ask questions about what they're struggling with. It's really just making ourselves available, and as a result of it, learning on like 10 different levels. Oh yeah, so Andy's a customer. Yeah, so it's for everybody.
Yeah. So Annalee, so the key. So are you going to the member workshops every Tuesday, Thursday? Make sure you're going to those. Those are private. Those are not live. We do not broadcast those. Yeah. That's private information. So the member workshops are not live. We stream it live into the private Facebook group to make it easier for some people to watch if they're on the road and things like that. But we do not, that is not public, and deliberately not, right? Because that's our secret sauce. There is highly valuable information going on at those sessions, right? So we want everybody there, every Art Storefronts member there, or watching them. You got to watch them if you didn't attend, because if you have access to the latest and greatest state-of-the-art marketing and business tactics in the art industry for artists and photographers, you got to plug into that. Like you can't not have that information, right? That's the best part about these things, Pat. Is it not? It's literally state of the art, right? And so to just be able to plug into that.
Gretchen called it an early morning brain workout because she's in PSD, so it's still morning for us, or a morning brain workout. And Gretchen, to your other question, we can answer that today, but I don't think it matters one way or the other. Early on, like especially when we're talking brand new technology, i.e. lives, the live art shows, nobody knows anything, right? Nobody can answer those questions conclusively. You can't even answer those questions conclusively. All you can do is go with your assumptions, ship it, get the feedback, and iterate, and that's it. That's what we're doing. That's what we do.
Let me help Annalee here. Annalee, no, the workshops are Tuesday, Thursday at 1 p.m. Central. So it's coming up in about 40 minutes. We will be on. Yep. So join us. Join us.
This is just a warm-up lap for us. We like to
exactly.
Exercise a bit ahead of it.
This is another reason, like it's another benefit. We're helping non-members. We help members like Annalee right there. Like she hasn't been to one of these workshops. We got to make sure everybody's going to our workshops, the members, right? The private workshops, because they're just crucial. So I'm super happy that you are on, Annalee, to do that, because we're gonna have another good one today.
Yeah, I got some fire I'm teaching at the beginning.
Awesome.
Some mental model stuff. I mean, 10 years ago, mental model was not a word in my mouth. 5 years ago, it was a very nascent word in my mouth. Now it's like, no, the mental model, you know, the thought process, the construct, whatever you want to call it, like big deal. Got to understand the why the thing works, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. And by the way, how do we have a customer like Ann not knowing what the times are? Where are we failing in our process there? Most important thing that we're doing.
Well, we're emailing them out like every day, you know. We'll have to ask. We'll have to ask, right? One of our members is asking, can I post a giveaway on Facebook like on our art storefronts template? I don't get what that means. We've got a playbook for doing, the giveaway. Like, just follow that verbatim, please, 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 please. It's one of the things that we always say is people are getting, sometimes people get worse results when they just kind of randomly do something rather than following our playbook exactly. It could be the difference between getting sales and 100 emails acquired, 100 leads acquired versus getting no sales and 15 leads, right?
Yep.
So follow the playbooks verbatim and come to the workshops.
Yep.
And come to the workshops.
How about mental diet? I just picked up that phrase about a month ago. Makes a lot of sense regarding what you feed your head. Is it good thoughts or trash? Oh,
ooh, that's a great one.
Nick loves this one. The inputs.
I love that one.
Inputs.
Which, by the way, watch your inputs.
You wanna feel better instantaneously? And I'm talking.
Sure, I'll take that. I'll take that. Sure.
Stop reading the news. Stop reading the news.
Yes.
Stop following social media. And
stop watching the news too.
Yeah. Stop watching and just have conversations with your friends that you've known and loved for a number of years. Boy, the sheer amount of poison that is being rammed in. I don't know how any normal human being consumes that and is not down in the dumps, right? Like I'm contemplating a blackout, except that I can't because I'm on this thing all day long because I have to be. It's just the inputs. Like, you put in lousy inputs.
Watch your inputs.
Outputs. Yep.
Watch your inputs, and the inputs come from friends, family members. Everywhere. Podcasts you're listening to. Blogs you're reading. I did a whole presentation on this, right? I did a whole presentation because, whatever garbage you got in your head, like, we have found that it's one of the biggest inhibitors of artists and photographers achieving success, right? And you and I are spending so much time taking layers and layers off of assumptions, wrong things that they've heard. And in this case, it's more about like, I heard I should never discount because it devalues my work, right? When like every high net worth individual, is trying to get an asset below its price and doesn't believe like that the asset is lower in price when they buy it less. If I buy an original for $8,000, and your price was $10,000, yes, I bought it for $8,000. But when somebody asks me the next day, how much is that worth? I say $10,000. I just bought a $10,000 original and I got a great deal on it. I'm not going to tell anybody that, but I got the asset underneath its price. But anyways, there's so much garbage that is stopping people and getting in their head. And watching your inputs, when you start analyzing where you're getting information from, because when you and I start asking, like, where did you hear that? Where did you hear that? And it's like, I just, like, art doesn't sell online. It hasn't sold online before the pandemic. Where did you hear that? Right? Like, I want to know where you heard that. Tell me who told you.
Garbage in.
It's a $9 billion market before the pandemic hit, right? And it's like, who told you? And you know what the answer usually is nobody. I just thought that was the case. I just thought that it didn't happen because art wouldn't sell on my website. And it's like, okay, why don't you surround yourself with some people who are really successful and improve the quality of your thinking, right? Improve your inputs. You're the average of the 5 closest people that you surround yourself with, And so if the
sources,
who are the 5 artists closest to you? I bet you're the average of those 5.
Yeah.
Period. If you don't have any and you're on your own, you're the average of yourself. You're yourself, right? Which is a problem. You're operating alone on an island, right? You surround yourself with successful people, successful artists who are already at the level that you want to get to. It's common sense, right? You'll have the quality of your thinking, the quality of your information will be dramatically improved. Okay, so we've got a non-member session. If you are not a customer of Art Storefronts, we have a session tomorrow at 9 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Central, 12 Eastern. You hop on our Zoom call, get on our email list, like our Facebook page, and you can get on this Zoom call. And we'll chat with you. Let's talk about what your struggles are, your problems, and let's figure out how to help you get your business to the next level, right? We'll also be running a short demo on it. One of our team members will, a very brief demo at the beginning with pricing, to go over the pricing a bit so you guys can see that and get an idea of what the different membership levels are, and it's a blast. So we're excited to see you there. And we've got this workshop now for members, Pat, in 30 minutes. So I got to eat some lunch and take care of some business, and why don't we leave it here, and I will see you there.
Yep, I got to get my lights.